Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I present my research about the effect of empowering leadership on innovation performance, the mediation role of absorptive capacity, and knowledge sharing. In my presentation today, I have some topic to talk about. The first of all, about the research background, and then theoretical background, research model, research methodology, result of the research, and the end discussion and conclusion of about this research. The first I explain about the research background. This research was conducted in one of the public sector in Indonesia we can call BPJS Kesehatan. The Healthcare and Social Security Agency, or BPJS Kesehatan, is the public legal entity responsible for administering the international health insurance program for all Indonesians. As one of the public sector that has a dynamic environment and is impacted by COVID-19 pandemic condition, BPJS Kesehatan implements innovation as one of the strategies to maintain the sustainability of the national health insurance program. According to Damanpour and Schneider, it is said that innovation is believed to be able to contribute to improving quality in solving problems faced in the public sector. If we talk about the public sector structure, the public sector has an organizational structure that tends to be large, so that it tends to be complex and inflexible. In addition, the public sector has a bureaucratic system that makes subordinate less proactive and less creative, which will have an impact on innovation performance. In addition, organizations that are in a dynamic environment tend to require knowledge that comes from the outside the organization, or we can call external knowledge. To use this knowledge, organization need ability to process, interpret, encode, manipulate, and access information or knowledge. And to facilitate that activity that can improve innovation performance, the public sector require leaders who can remove obstacles in realizing better innovation performance. Background. Now we can see how about the theoretical base used in this research. Um, this research I refers to big theory of strategic management, where there are three theories related to this research. The first, dynamic capability, proposed by Tis, and then resource-based theory proposed by Bernay, and organizational behavior theory. Uh, in this study, using a variable about the absorptive capacity, which is a part of a dynamic capability. Absorptive capacity is used to describe the organizational ability to absorb external knowledge needed by the organization to improve innovation performance. And this study researchers refer to Zahra and George, who divide absorptive capacity into two capabilities. The first we can call a potential absorptive capacity, and then the second is a realized absorptive capacity, and which is believed to have impact on organizational performance, or especially innovation performance. In addition, researchers also use the resource-based theory by Bernay, which make knowledge a valuable resource of organization, and the most important thing from the knowledge-based view is knowledge sharing. Knowledge sharing has an impact on innovation performance because theoretically sharing knowledge can enrich the organizational knowledge structure and can encourage interaction among organizational members, so that the process so that in the process it affect innovation performance, which is also part of organizational performance. To be able to facilitate this, a leadership role is needed, where leadership is part of organizational behavior theory to facilitate activity related to improving innovation performance. And based on the theory and the background that has been explained, the researcher used the following research model, which is expected to describe the obstacle faced in improving the performance of innovation in the BPJS Kesehatan. In this research, we use 5 variables, and then B independent variable is empowering leadership, and then mediating variable is the potential absorptive capacity or PACAP, knowledge sharing, and realized absorptive capacity or RACAP. And innovation performance be a dependent variable. And from this research model, researchers developed 9 hypotheses to testing. And we can see the 9 hypotheses in this slide. And from research model, we talk about the research methodology used in this study. The study used a quantitative approach with a cross-sectional method that collect answer in a certain time and is only taken once. And about the population and unit analysis in this study is our BPJS Kesehatan Branch Office spread throughout Indonesia. And then respondents in the study were the head of the branch, subordinate to head of the branch, and we can call or namely the assistant manager or staff at the branch office. And meanwhile, about the data collecting, the primary data collection in the study to distribute question online to respondent, and this data collection is carried out throughout April 2022. And to describe the respondent answer, researchers use a Likert scale of 1 to 6, where 1 is strongly disagree and 6 is strongly agree. And after the data was collected, the data processing used processing and analyzed by same PLS with the consideration that the number of respondents in the study was not too large. In data processing measurement, the researcher make a measurement of the outer model or measurement model is carried out, which will measure the validity and reliability of the indicator used, and the inner model or structure model to predict the relationship between latent variable and then test the hypothesis. And how about the result? The first, we talk about respondent profile. As mentioned, the respondent consisting of a branch manager and 2 employees at the branch manager or subordinate. It was found that the most subordinate respondent come from a staff at the branch office, while respondent at the assistant manager level were just 47%. And then with years at the current position in the range of 6 to 10 years is about approximately 39%. And meanwhile, for branch manager respondent, management respondent, the length of time they have been in their current position. Most are in the range of 6 to 10 years, is about 30%. And how about the outer model and inner model? From outer model, we can see the result of the validity and the reliability test. And from the value, the indicate validity and reliability, it can be concluded that reflective indicators have validity and consistency in the measurement. And in inner model, we can see the largest or strong R square value is in innovation performance, which is 0.78. So it can be interpreted that innovation performance can be explained by empowering leadership, knowledge sharing, potential absorptive capacity, and realized absorptive capacity. The hypothesis testing. From the hypothesis testing, we can see that uh, empowering leadership has a direct and indirect effect to innovation. And based on the result of process data, all hypothesis tests are supported by data. And about empower leadership has a direct and indirect effect on to innovation. That means all mediating variable as a partial mediated the effect of empower leadership and innovation performance. So what we get from this result. And what we get from this research, they have some conclusion from this research. The first, as previously stated, that empowering leadership has a positive effect on innovation performance. This is in line the concept put forward by Zhang and Bartol that empowering employee can remove obstacle in realizing better organization performance. Another thing revealed in this study is that among the three mediating variables, knowledge sharing has a stronger influence on innovation performance when compared to other mediating variable. If it's related to the context of BPJS Kesehatan, which has been carrying out knowledge sharing activity since 2014, shows that knowledge sharing carried out on an ongoing basis can build communication between employees and give more appreciation to each other and can improve grades office performance. This is in line with the concept developed by Sri Pastava, which suggests that continuous knowledge sharing activity can have a positive impact on team performance. Another thing revealed by the study is that it supports the concept of Martello and Segara, which reveals the relationship between absorptive capacity and knowledge sharing, where knowledge sharing can be the antecedent of and consequence of absorptive capacity. Knowledge sharing can be a consequence of absorptive capacity, where the presence of potential absorptive capacity can improve the quality of knowledge sharing by enriching the structure or internal knowledge base of the organization. And knowledge sharing can be a antecedent when knowledge sharing activity can increase the ability of realize absorptive capacity. Because with the existence of and communication between employees will be well established so that the implementation of new things into the work process can run smoothly. The existence of several findings in this study does not mean that the study does not have limitations. There are several limitations in this study. Among others, in this research is an empirical study of an organization. So the result may not be generalized to different contexts. In addition, this research also has not explored the extent of empowerment carried by the BPJS Kesehatan Branch Office for its subordinate. There are many other factors that needs to be considered to enrich this research. For example, adding a culture of innovation that theoretically after innovation in an organization. I think that's all about my presentation about my research today. And thank you for your attention. And if you have question, you can contact me via the following email in this slide. And then I will say goodbye and thank you all for attention. Bye.